All right, folks, welcome to Shoponomics. My name is Matt. This is Daniel.
Hey.
Hey, everyone. This is episode 10, so we're excited.
Oh, nice.
Episode 10. We'll have a little party after. Welcome if you're new here for the first time. This is actually a video podcast, but you can listen to it on any of your podcast devices. But best to watch it. You can watch it on Spotify or YouTube. So we are going to go through Cricut today, which is, I believe, a new brand to both of us.
Yep.
So it's an exciting brand that is putting out a lot of great products. So we'll go through and talk about their websites and look at their tech and marketing stack and look at their ads on Facebook. And let's jump in and talk about their website.
Cool. I think I've already closed the pop-up, but there is definitely, when you hit the site, there's definitely a pop-up, and just think I've.
I saw it too. It was pretty standard.
Yep. Yeah, I could probably clear my cache and do it again, but standard pop-up. I do like the color scheme, and I like that the colors in the kind of hero image here really pop, and especially they're using like very light gray and white and black, and there's the green in the logo, but those colors really stand out around that, whatever it is, a printer of some sort.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, right there, that ultimate cutting machine, it's super simple, basic, but it just pops if you're like not sure what what this is. Boom, it's like, here it is. It's a cutting machine. So those products, those pictures of those flowers are products that were printed with the Cricut. So, and those are pretty impressive. On first glance, I thought some of them were real flowers.
Yeah.
So I like the color too. I feel like they do use the green kind of sparingly, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
I always like to have kind of a color that you kind of use sparingly that really calls attention to it. So I like, as we scroll down, we'll see that green used a little bit in other places, but yeah,
yep,
pretty minimal on different colors. So I like that.
I like that there's not a slider here too, or a video. It's a still image with the buttons on top. So again, that really helps out with the page load time.
Yep. We're seeing more and more of that. Daniel and I have been building and looking at sites for 20 plus years, and there was a period, and still is for some sites, but of the slider where everybody wants to kind of showcase their top products. But we're for so far, I feel like most of the brands we've done these reviews in the last 10 episodes are all they're highlighting one product at the top, and they're not sliding through images. So we've been suggesting that for years. It looks like people are. Yeah.
Yep.
Let's scroll down a little.
All right. So we see another similar to the hero, but a different layout, image with their product and shop now and learn more. I like that image there. I feel like that's a better choice than putting that image as a slider right there.
Yes.
Another slide. So I like that they've just separated it out more or less, and have a similar block with a different product there. So. And what is Cricut? That information is good. I'm still not 100% clear because I'm unfamiliar with the brand, the variety of products that they offer, but it's all about crafting apparently. So I can understand that.
Yep. Yeah, that's a good little short little sentence that kind of says a lot about their brand and what they do, and it's, for the most part, it's for kind of personal use, but they do kind of touch on the small business at the end too, and I feel like that's a good line. They probably worked on that quite a bit to kind of hone it.
Yeah, like their target audience is not like the giant factory that's mass producing things, but it's really the individual crafts person or small business. So that's great. Yeah. Ooh, we got some images sliding in from the right. Is this products made with their product? So these are kind of cool. Just to get an idea of what can be made. Interesting little plants here, faux plants.
Oh, faux plants. Yeah, I was like, oh, they do plants too. But
and the what do you call these? mats
Yeah.
for the drinks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Um, what is the word for that? Why am I blanking on? I mean, they're everywhere. They're like
I know.
little, they're like doilies, or I mean, they go
I'm
under your.
blanking. I'm blanking too.
I know, weird. It's a glitch in the matrix.
Yes.
But
We'll
cool.
think
I
of it
like that
later.
they show what can be done here. I like the clock quite a bit. I'd be interested to see like how that clock was made. Like
Yeah. Right.
with your
Right.
tools, was the wood cut? Was the were the hands like, yeah, I would be interested in seeing a video on the process of making this clock with their
Yep. Yeah.
tools.
So that might be a good kind of addition to that area is, having an actual button to kind of click each thing, kind of see, or it takes you to that specific product that shows you.
Yeah, yeah. Again, they're
Make happiness in minutes.
and they're it's the same pattern that we've seen up here with these. So they're using kind of the same large scale interact. You can shop or learn more. So it's the same kind of model, just a different
Hmm.
background image. I like it. I like the design wise. I feel like it's nice. It's easy to absorb.
Yeah. The problem I have with that slider or that image and the one above it is those make happiness in minutes. It's super vague. I mean, obviously we learned at the very top that it's a cutting machine, but if you kind of maybe you skip that and you still weren't sure, those next two big images, it's not very like,
Yeah.
okay, happiness in minutes, launch my creative spark. Okay. Like,
Right. Right.
so yeah, I feel like I like those words. I mean, they are kind of poppy, but they could probably be added to a little bit to make them a little more descriptive.
We've got heat presses that we're seeing now. So originally at the top it was cutting machines, right? And I don't think there was much about heat presses, but now we see that they do more than cutting machines, which is cool. I like these.
Yep.
I could imagine getting one of these.
Yeah, same here.
The
And the
auto
hat
press.
press is pretty cool.
Yeah. And what is this? What is the tiny little one over here? I don't know what that is. Thrice as nice. The Easy Press 3. It's so small. It's like, I don't know what you would do on that, but
Right.
hat press, yep. Let's see, further down we've got. It looks like they provide materials. They sell materials here for their tools. Let's see, they've got a learning portal. It looks like of some sort where somebody provides instructions on how to use. So that's seems like it would be very helpful.
Yep.
So if I'm trying to summarize these 4 blocks here, um, materials,
Product like
product
machines.
comparison,
Hmm.
yeah, learning, and then the blog with the information. And yeah, it looks like we're all the way down to the footer now. The most of the footer looks pretty standard, but then at the bottom we're seeing just a ton of copyright info that I haven't really seen that on any of the sites that we've looked at. That much small print down there.
Yep. So yeah, so you don't have to pinch in and zoom. It's there's stuff about Disney and different.
Yeah.
Maybe some of their materials have Disney products on them, so I guess they're covering their legal basis by doing that. But yeah, it does kind of add to or take away from the nice, elegant, kind of clean, modern design. But
Yeah.
yeah, footer is pretty straightforward. Yeah, let's jump into the shop now. Or
Well, one of the things we didn't look at yet was the header.
the header. Uh huh.
Yeah, and the menus up here. So they've got stories as a link. Machines are these custom icons, which with little drawings of the machines. So they are cool, but as somebody who is completely unfamiliar with their products, like I don't know the difference between these icons at all.
Hmm.
Like
Hmm.
these mean nothing to me other than that they're different from one another. So while it's cool, it's not giving me anything to make a decision on where to click.
Hmm. Hmm.
So that's a critique I have there, not knowing anything.
Yeah, it
So
must look like couches.
yeah, they do. Um, so again,
Also,
same
real
thing.
quick with stories too, like
Yeah,
I feel like typically we want to have kind of the most important parts to the left there. So I don't know if stories is, somebody new to the brand is probably not going to be clicking stories.
Yeah, you would think they would want their shop link over there on the far left.
Right. Yeah.
You would
Yeah.
imagine.
Instead, shop's all by itself over on the right.
Lighting, accessories, materials, apps. So really machines and heat presses have the giant drop downs here. And then all the other links are just straight to that, with no other.
Oh, then we have let's click that, or Daniel and I have been kind of diving in more with accessibility lately. So it's interesting that they have an accessibility link over there.
Yeah, it looks to me like maybe it's a statement.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, so they've got an accessibility statement on the site. So it looks like they are, if the site isn't currently ADA compliant, that they're in the process. And again, without like really investigating, we wouldn't know exactly where they're at in that. But they are aware of it because they are including a accessibility statement on the site here.
Yeah, all the way at the top too, and that's we've seen it at the bottom, but never so clear at the top. So I like that.
Yep. Cool. We'll jump into a product page of some sort.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's see. What do we shop now on the? All right. So it looks on the product category page. It looks like we've got some bundles that they're selling. I'm just going to look at the straight product. Yep. Cricut Explorer 3 to see what we see here. So
it's
right
a pretty minimal product page. I mean, on first glance, one thing that we noted before we started was the mouse doesn't change as you kind of roll over the various product pictures, the thumbnails.
Yep. Yeah, there's no visual indication there. One thing I did notice here, and we'd have to take a closer look at the code, but all this information on this image, all the text information, unless they've done some magic in the back end, I'm sure that this isn't ADA compliant. Unless they're including somewhere in the code the exact same details here.
So yeah, we learned recently one of our clients is some infographics with different information, and so you need to be able to basically have all that info that's on an infographic in the code as well described. Or does it have to be in the code, or can it be just further down on the page? Or
it could be. I think it could be further down on the page as well. It needs to be. It needs to be somewhere in text form, though.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just very, like you mentioned, bare bones. When you're at the top, when you first come to the page, you see the product image, and then just it almost looks a little bit off.
Yeah, I mean, there's just so much white space on the right underneath add to cart, which a lot of sites will jam pack too much info in there. So I feel like it's could have a little more.
Yeah, it feels like everything shifted left here.
Yep.
So we get down, we saw the thumbs. We have the description, which is hidden by default, which you've got to open up in a toggle. So here we see the description. And let's see details. We've got, the specs on the machine. A lot of you might like options here, which seems like a lot. Like everything that's bundled together feels like too much to even.
Yeah, those bundle images are just like, whoa, that's a lot.
It's a lot to process. Like something like this essentials bundle over here, I can grasp, but some of the stuff right here is just
beyond. Those images are they need some help.
Little too much.
Oh, real quick with the description and details, that could definitely that information could go up in that white space,
Yeah, I'm surprised it's not there to begin with, especially with the amount of space we have underneath that in the thumbnails. There's a lot of open white space here.
Yeah, because you could have even the details with the 3 different, you could have those as kind of tabs.
Yeah, they're not gaining anything from having these like hidden initially either. Yeah, the description could definitely just be floating here on the right under the cart button and save on page length for sure.
Yep.
If we go to add it to cart, let's see what their cart looks like. Looks pretty standard. I see that they're using Affirm. They've got a text chat widget here.
Text chat kind of gets in the way of the buttons, though, right? Or even the Affirm.
Yeah, and it's not actually loading for me.
Oh,
Like I'm
okay.
just getting a white. Oh, now it's loading.
Oh, maybe it was like loading up the actual.
Yeah. So and it's using some AI here, powered by ADA, which I have not heard of that.
Yeah, same.
As far as a chat tool goes. So they do have to chat. It's kind of over top of some other things.
Now, was that close out of the? Oh, that so it's always there. I see.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is always there.
but yeah, it does get in the way.
Yeah, going back to this is the cart page itself. Um, we can get all the standard stuff. They're using Affirm to be able to pay in installments, which will get more conversions. They've got 10% off. If
Oh,
you
so they're encouraging,
use
yeah,
that,
use
yeah,
Affirm and you'll get 10% off. That's a pretty
yeah,
good
so
offer.
incentive there. But yeah, overall looks pretty standard.
I feel like the nav has changed now. I don't remember seeing new sale join
Yeah, so
Cricut Access, right?
when we went over, we started looking at the navigation on
Oh, on just
Cricut.com,
Cricut.
and
Yep.
now we're at Cricut Shop. So if I back out of there, yeah, this is a different interface,
Yep.
really. Yeah, completely different than the original Cricut.com we were on. Even though the URL is still the same, the shop layout seems to be slightly different.
Mm-hmm.
Different drop-down menu here. We see, far more options and details for each of these things. I mean, I think seeing these photographs here provides more information than the line icons we were looking at
Yes. Yep.
originally.
And that wouldn't be hard to do in the Super Nav either. I mean, so the Super Nav is showing that here, right? Yep. Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, I want to click in on another thing. Like, I don't know. I'm interested. They got rulers. It's like drafting, similar. Yeah, just look at all this white space.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like it wasn't thought out completely. Very off balance. And I get why they're taking up so much space here with the same image size, even though these are different. But yeah, if they would have put the description and perhaps the details over under the add to cart area, that probably would have been better.
Yeah, I wonder if some of that they took that into consideration for mobile. I wonder.
Yeah, it's possible, for sure. So yeah, we're seeing a few other things. Cricut Access here. I have no idea what this is. This is, some sort of membership to, I guess, for makers, right, or for creators who use their products. It's kind of like a almost like a stock photo type situation.
Yep. Yeah, that's nice.
So that's interesting. A lot of information. I mean, it seems pretty. A lot of materials. This is. They seem like they have just about everything you would need to create your own products.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty cool. We didn't really look at any of the. We looked at the legal page, but let's take a look at what some of their other pages look like. So standard. They got their standard like staff pages. Yeah, leadership and board, very similar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's anything else we think we should check out on the site before we move on to the next?
No. Yeah, it's I think that covers a lot, and yeah, overall like the site, like the simplicity of it. I think the
Yes.
shopping cart actual product pages could be improved a little bit, and that would add it. It'd probably increase conversions. Just some little changes there will definitely help with conversion. So yeah.
Yep. Cool. So on their tech stack here, we're using Built With to kind of see what's behind the scenes. Um, and yeah, it looks fairly straightforward, similar to what we've looked at before. One of the differences in this stack is we see Magento here for e-commerce being used. Not sure exactly, without really diving deep into the code, how it's being used, but um, it is shown to be the e-commerce platform behind this. Um, Here we see Affirm being used for payment.
Stripe and
Yeah, using Drupal for content management, as well as Salesforce. We saw several Salesforce related uh, tools back here on the back end, so they might be pretty heavily relying on that. Yeah, Google remarketing, Facebook, Facebook ads, DoubleClick. Yeah, all pretty straightforward. Mailgun to send out messages from the site. Um, yeah, nothing that strikes me as
looks like hosting with Amazon AWS.
yeah, that was I scrolled past there, right? Yeah. Yep, using CDN, so
Yep, yeah, pretty straightforward.
hmm yeah, one of the things that we were looking at, we did a Google search for cutting. We weren't sure what to search for. It seems like they've got a variety of products, but we settled on cutting machines just to see where Cricut would end up in a Google search there. And as you can see, the top results are going to be shopping ads, and Cricut. The first Cricut is sold by Michaels over here, so we can see that. But do we see anything from Cricut.com in these first results? I'm not really seeing any. I'm not seeing any Cricut shopping ads in the top results here. As I scroll down the Google search results page, let's see.
So yeah, it's interesting that, I mean, obviously it kind of makes sense that the big, more industrial players are showing up because those are, bigger price tags. But yeah, then we come down here and we see cutters and trimmers, and these are kind of more, DIY kind of focused.
Yep. Yeah, and I imagine, I mean, there are a bunch of reasons for that. But as far as people searching for a cutting machine, I would imagine,
versus like paper cutter, maybe.
yeah, I would imagine that somebody who's buying a large scale machine for a factory would probably not be searching on Google for that.
Right.
Whereas like a DIY person, so that makes sense. So we do see some Cricut products here, but like this is on sale at Amazon. This is on sale at Joann.
Yeah, right. Nothing from their site, huh?
Yeah. So here's one. So this is the first one that we see from Cricut. So this is a shop.
And that's interesting. It says mug press, but just from my
it doesn't look like
little
a mug
experience,
press,
it doesn't look like a mug press. It looks like their other product.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, if we have to scroll down a little bit further to get to their organic result, which looked to me to be about 20 results down. So here we see cutting machines. This is their organic search result. So
yeah, and look at that description. That's pulling something that they probably do not want.
Oops, sorry.
Yeah, so that's something. It's possible their meta description is maybe it's blank, so it's blank, and Google's grabbing something else from the page that shouldn't be shown. So that's where you do want to optimize the description tags.
Yeah, that's one of the things that we looked at here. So this is the source code for the Cricut Maker 3 page, and so we see here the page title for this is just bare bones.
Yeah. Can you zoom in on that a little from this?
Let's see.
There you go. Yeah, and look at the description underneath it.
Yeah, so the description down here is just Cricut Maker.
Well, that's the OG. That's the one that pulls into like when
Facebook,
you copy into Facebook, but right below the title tag, you'll see there. Yeah, it's Cricut Maker, and then is that the @ sign or?
Yeah, that's maybe a hyphen.
Or hyphen, yeah, right. 3.
Yeah, so they're really lacking there, and that could be. I mean, if they have Search Console access, they would probably be seeing some warnings about their like this, what Google's pulling back here. So whoever's responsible for search engine optimization at Cricut has their work cut out for them.
Yes. That's where we come in. We can help. We'll send them this video.
Yeah, we did look at page speed also and how they're coming up. They did not do good at all on mobile. Looked like the cumulative layout shift was their poorest performing stat. And so that is when a page loads up, does the content that's loading above push down the content that's already loaded below it? So that makes sometimes like a header will pop up and that'll shift everything down. And Google recognizes that as like a very poor user experience item, and so it's one of the key. Layout shift is one of their key web vitals. So that seems to be a pain point here. It looks like Google gave them a 7 out of 100 for on mobile, and it just all these are times in seconds to load and milliseconds over here. And these are all really bad times, loading times. So that's so kind of surprising to see. Google gives some opportunities for what they could do to improve performance.
Yeah, so change the format of the images. So yeah, we got some images right there that were like, almost 700 kilobytes.
Yep. Yeah. So these are not super big, but
yeah, they add up. You've got hundreds or thousands of images like that.
Yeah, for sure. They also provide a desktop score, and we see they did a little bit better on desktop. They had a 54 score from Google. Much better first content paint time, but everything else is still kind of bad. The blocking time was good. A lot of improvement area for their page load, page speed.
And it kind of looks like, without diving too deep into the code, it almost looked like it was, something it was very kind of custom. And so that's, which is, they definitely will be able to kind of jump into some of these areas to fix. I know with some of them, like if you're on Shopify or, you're kind of stuck to kind of their parameters, but, with a custom system like this, you might be able to kind of dive into all those different areas and fix things. So.
Yeah, it did look like images are a big pain point, both places, desktop and mobile. So that would be like the first thing you'd probably want to do is go in and address the image issues.
Yeah, and there's scripts too you could write, so it's not like you have to go in and download each image. You can write some scripts and kind of batch optimize all the images.
Yeah, especially with these, with it looks, with their hosting on Amazon.
Yeah, and they're using CDNs too, so they're loading these images, and if they're able to cut those images down in size, it'll definitely improve their site speed.
For sure. We saw that they're doing Facebook advertising, so we pulled that up as well. So we're looking in the Facebook ads library. So these are just within the last week or so. These are ads that are running.
Oh yeah, there's the Mickey, there's Disney. That's why they're running that little. They have to have that legal disclaimer at the bottom of their site. Yeah, without playing the videos, these ads, there's a lot of text at the top. I'd probably cut down on that text. It's a lot of text to kind of assume somebody's going to be reading as they're scrolling through Facebook and Instagram. Images are good though, kind of a little snapshot of what you could do with their products. I like, Tumblr. I guess no pictures of printers or anything. So it's almost like, if I'm just scrolling through, I might wonder, are they just selling me tumblers or these
Right.
products? So there we got, the printer over there. I guess it would be interesting to see if they have, like a, picture of a printer and like a tumbler kind of showing you that, this person has just made this tumbler. So
Right.
I feel like that could be an area
Yeah,
they
not
can
super
help with.
clear. If I didn't know
Yeah.
what it was, I would think that, oh, I send my design and they print it for me and send it back.
Right. And then the
But
one with just printers, it's like, I don't need a printer. I have print,
right, right, right.
or cutters actually. But yeah, they do look like printers, right? It looks like the classic
Yeah,
Cricut
yeah. I
printer.
feel like they should be more geared toward letting you know that you could make your own thing if you bought their tool.
And yeah, and if you're exactly, and also these, so like that tagline right there, ace these backpack projects.
Right,
I'd almost say like make your own backpack, would
right.
even be straighter to the point.
Hmm.
So yeah, definitely some areas that they could,
Hmm.
improve on their ads. And who knows what they're specifically targeting. Maybe these could also be ads that are, targeting people that are familiar with their product and that
Right.
whole world. So maybe Cricut is, when you're at Michael's, all about Cricut, and
Yep.
so. But yeah, like that floor mat, like was that made with one of their machines or?
I know. Yeah, I don't know. How would
That's
that
pretty
even fit?
huge. Like I can't
Yeah, it
imagine
is.
that was, or maybe I guess the hello part was, and then you iron it on or something.
I have no idea. Yeah, I mean, it makes you want to learn more. So
Yeah,
that's a pro.
but yeah, I think yeah, definitely too much text and then kind of above the ad.
This one's good. Not sure which Cricut machine is right for you. Take our quiz. So I like that. That would be something if I was, curious that I might do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
Yeah. All right. Well, as we are doing research, I found one of their competitors, which is I added it to our list, which is called the Silhouette. So we will do an episode on one of their competitors in the future, so we can kind of
Cool.
contrast the two
Yeah.
companies. And all right, well, thanks for joining, everyone. I hope you got some value out of this, and yeah, please share it on social, tell your friends, and if you're interested in having your site reviewed, let us know. And
Yeah.
yeah, stay tuned. Thank you.
Thanks.